Hello again, Struck. Welcome back to another evening of streaming, or maybe it's day where you are with me, Struck. Nerd Gamer, welcome back. You are early. Before I've even started, nice seeing you again, Youth. Yeah, let's keep going with that Nethermancer. Actually, it's not a Nethermancer yet. It will be eventually once I make this build. The Nethermancer 2.0 will follow. But yeah. Let's keep grinding, let's keep farming, hoping to get the Ancient Ember Boots and ideally at least a Frost Wall. Even if it's not the set bonus Frost Wall, just the base one would be nice. This shield needs to be... I'm actually gonna equip this shield. Less damage, but as I said, more less defense, but more block chance. Will definitely help, and the poison defense is nice. Now, this was let's put it here. Actually, I don't need this. Let's dismantle it, and I don't think I've got any Mapworks portals. Let me check. By the way, almost done with this contract. Next I'm gonna start a different contract after this one's finished.
Another day on... Oh, it's you.
So yeah, just like yesterday, I will be grinding today, trying to get certain drops. Oh, let's do Divying. I think it's a good start. And that reminds me to pour myself some water. Just a moment. All hydrated and ready to rumble. So yeah, boom. And Torchlight 3, the sale ended. If I'm not mistaken, the sale ended like a few minutes ago. So it was 50% off and it no longer is. It seems to have been like a very short sale. So hopefully some people were able to snatch it while it was discounted. Because when this game is 50% off, even if someone doesn't feel like playing endgame and just wants it, just do one or two playthroughs just to fiddle with the game. It's definitely worth getting when it's 50% off, even if you don't think you're gonna get much out of it due to the limited end game. But the sale is off, so here's to hoping there will be another sale eventually during springtime. Oh, this thing, I like clearing this thing. Let's call it the tower of spawns. Oh, what the fuck, took so much damage. That was almost a one shot. Oh yeah, that explains an overpowered poison bow. That explains the damage. Shohei Matsuda, konnichiwa Shohei. How's it going? Shohei says just finished Borderlands 3 main campaign, level 57 now. Oh, so the main campaign gets you to 57. Was that on normal difficulty, like the first playthrough? Then they must have increased the XP, or you must have been doing a lot of side quests to reach level 57 when you beat the final boss. Or maybe there are just more acts to the main story than I know. Last I knew, the story ended when you kill what was her name? The girl, the chick from the twins. I forgot her name. Troy's sister. I remember the guy was called Troy. I forgot her name. But yeah, that was before. That was the last boss before. Oh, you finished when you were 47. Okay, that seems more like it. 47 when you finish seems reasonable. Did you get an edition with all the DLCs or something? The edition I got included the first 4 DLC, the first 4 DLCs, and now there's been more than that released. So even if I go back to the game, I'm gonna have to buy additional content. I've only played the first paid DLC and I quit before they released the second one. Yeah, the Mayhem level increase system is stupid. The first Mayhem system was kind of okay. You only had 3 Mayhem levels, and it wasn't that bad, but it was still stupid and bad as a system. I just don't like such systems. I don't like the Chaos system in Chaos Bane. I don't like the Torment system in Diablo 3. It just it's not my. I think it's a very dumb and easy and cheap and lazy way to add difficulty to a game after beating the story. I also don't like how Borderlands 2 did it. Having to play on a harder difficulty, New Game Plus, but I know many people like it, and New Game Plus is something I'm willing to tolerate if it's not mandatory. If I don't have to do a playthrough, just like Diablo 2, that's one of the things I disliked about Diablo 2, having to go through normal, then nightmare, then hell, instead of just jumping to the final difficulty when I think my items are up to speed. But in Diablo 2 it made sense because you were getting stronger items, but it was boring having to do the same story over and over and over and over and over again when you're playing outs and when you're leveling outs. And even when I was little, I still liked testing different classes and heroes and experimenting. And it felt super boring having to go through normal, then nightmare, then hell, doing the exact same missions. But that's something I'm willing to tolerate more than a boring torment system, mayhem system, or whatever you want to call it, that exists in such games. I think you should be able to just get no more than 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 difficulties max. So easy, normal, hard, and then 2 more after that, but you should be able to just switch between those. Oh, you feel that it's stupid that you can just go to Mayhem 10, get Mayhem 10 stuff and then go back to the war? Well, I think I think I would have disliked it even more if I couldn't go straight to Mayhem 10. If I think I can handle Mayhem 10, why not? If I want to get boosted by my friends in Mayhem 10 for the XP, I don't see why not, but again, they've overdone it. 10 levels is too much. 3 levels was nice. Mayhem 1, 2, 3. It was decent. It wasn't too overpowered. But in general, I've already quit Borderlands 3 and I don't ever plan on returning. They would need a time machine before making all those bad decisions to fix the game. But speaking of fixing games, I'm hoping Torchlight 3 really gets in a much more playable, much more enjoyable, let's say, state with the next update. Because it's playable, but not really. I can't really enjoy some things in the game, like this thing that I'm doing right now, Azir. I just can't enjoy it the way it is right now. And I'm so unhappy about Magic Legends. The more I play Magic Legends, the less I want to play it on launch. But I've already promised people that I would be making content for it. And my viewers would expect me to stream it, to play it on launch and to make some content. Although I kind of don't feel like it, I really don't want to. So I'm gonna reconsider playing Magic Legends when it launches. It's just, there are just so many bad things in it that I don't even know where to begin writing feedback to the devs. I'm probably gonna begin writing them some feedback about the cash shop first, and then move on to time gating stuff without giving details. And I'm so happy that Torchlight 3 did not become what Magic Legends became. Torchlight 3 would have been what Magic Legends is if they went free to play. Because Perfect World were pushing them into adding cash shop stuff, into adding daily stuff, into adding battle passes and so on. I mean, the contract system is actually a battle pass, and it was going to be a battle pass where you have free track and a paid track, and the paid track would have been for people who, well, paid. Thankfully, this never saw the light of day, and I'm so happy that we actually got a premium Torchlight game, not Magic Legends. Not like Magic Legends that is doing the free-to-play greedy development kind of approach. You can say what about how greedy the publishers and developers of one game are by looking at their monetization systems and how much pay to win is in there. And without giving specifics and saying what game I'm talking about, you know that there's a lot of games that give you buffs that give you more rewards, that give you more XP, more drops, more coins and things like that for X minutes, X hours, X missions, etc. And when games have such things in their cash shop, they intentionally design the games to give you less rewards, much less than reasonable, so that you would feel inclined to buy that stuff, to buy those boosters. I'm so happy that Torchlight 3 didn't become such an atrocity as this Magic Legends right now, and due to, well, designing the game. It seems like the main reason when designing Magic Legends is how can we squeeze more money from the players, rather than how can we make the game more fun for the players. They weren't thinking about if the game is fun, they were thinking of how to make the game not fun, and then sell the players some things that would make the game more fun if you pay. Thankfully Torchlight 3 is not that type of title, and I'm so thankful for it not being that type of title and designed around the game being fun rather than the opposite, and selling us things that make it fun. So see, two games, one publisher, completely different approaches, and Magic Legends will make money. Even if it doesn't change a thing compared to what it has right now, it will make money because there's always people willing to pay to be stronger in games with a competitive aspect. There's always those people that want to pay to be stronger. I don't need the crit chance with this build because I've got plenty from the boots and pet. But do I want fire or electrical? I think fire defense might be better than electrical, but then damage to energy spike versus crit chance. I'm already capping my crit chance with the Woods Beast Sandos and Deadlier Strikes. I'm already maxing out my crit chance. My pet name is Ponzu. Oh, I haven't put the name. It's a randomly generated name from the game. I have no idea what Ponzu means. Seriously, can't be bothered to name my pet. Wow, this is taking much less. Couldn't I just offer more than 10, like 100? Ace Million says, hey guys, whoa, your fort is naked. Yeah, it is naked. Cause again, this is the offline. I'm not gonna be bothered to do fort stuff in the offline mode, where I'm only gonna make maybe 7 heroes. Ideally, before I make 7 heroes, so they would add more hero slots to the online mode. Hopefully the next update actually adds hero slots to the online mode. Because I'd much rather not farm offline. I wish they allowed me to make the Work 3 level 4 and to not change. I don't like Work 3 level 5. It's too big. It covers too much of my screen. I want my Work 3 to look like a level 4 Work 3 and still be able to level it up to like level 5. But I don't like level 5 Work 3, it's massive. We should be able to pick any of the previously unlocked things to have it visually look like that. But I wouldn't mind extra levels for the Work 3 and all those other monuments. More levels would definitely be nice. And more monuments. I wouldn't mind seeing more monuments in general that give us different types of boosts. But to be able to choose how they look. If I like the look of the level 1 monument, I want to be able to keep it as level 1, even though it's max level. Nerd Gamer, they will release Magic Legends for consoles. They have confirmed. Old generation consoles, I think they said. I think they said old generation consoles confirmed, not yet for the new ones. So this is some publicly known information that they're gonna be doing console eventually on launch. But first there's gonna be a few months of open beta on the Epic Store. So when the open beta starts, it will be just PC and just on the Epic Store. Eventually when the game launches, they probably would do Steam as well, and they probably would also not sure if they're gonna do anything other than Steam and console, but who knows. But someone mentioned something about Steam when the game launches. They probably obviously want to avoid the same thing happening that happened to Torchlight 3. Early access bad reviews, messing up with the game score, and turning people away from the game. Because people don't understand what beta is supposed to be, what early access is supposed to be. The majority of the people expect it to be a ready product. And it is a ready product. It's not like an alpha where it's missing its core features, some of its core features, but it's also very buggy and very unstable. That's what the beta phase is for fixing bugs and stability and performance. Whereas the alpha phase is about adding and reworking features. Before a game is ready for beta, it needs to input every single system, feature, etc. in the game, and then rework whatever needs to be reworked, and then when everything's ready, that's when beta starts. And I don't think Magic Legends, at least from what I've seen in the alpha, I don't think it's ready, because I think some things are super bad and need a complete rework. I'm not gonna say what and why, because I can't. But yeah, I won't be surprised if they delayed Magic Legends, but most likely they won't, because they're greedy for money, and the publishers probably can't wait any longer if they're forcing them to release now. Maybe what I'm seeing is far from what is ready. And I'm pretty sure a lot of things are work in progress. We know, it's obvious. But again, the biggest problem with the game would be the cash shop. Games with cash shop in general, I don't like games with cash shop unless it's only cosmetics and reasonable cosmetics. I don't like games with battle passes, with cash shops and any type of pay to progress, pay for convenience, pay for power, pay for items. Those things I don't like. I don't like games with wood boxes, so I'm not gonna say which one of the things I mentioned is Magic Legends, but still, it has a cash shop, we know it, it's a free to play game, so it's gotta have a cash shop. But all I can say is I'm not happy with it at all, not one bit. Let's see. Nerd Gamer says, I got for Borderlands modded weapons, one hit all enemies. Oh yeah, there's plenty of modded weapons. And by the way, Shohei, don't check my Borderlands 3 builds, they're very old, they're level 50 builds. I haven't made builds after they increased the level cap to 53, let alone to 65 or whatever. So don't watch my Borderlands 3 builds, they're very outdated. Some of the items have been nerfed, some of the items you can't get unless it's a special time limited event. Some of the skills have been nerfed and rebalanced and stuff like that. So I'd suggest against watching my Borderlands builds. The content of Borderlands you can watch is where to find this NPC, where to find that NPC, because it just didn't change. For example, where to find Rackman, where to find the Tyrannosaurus, I forgot its name, the Indominus Rex. Those things, they have remained in the same place, so that's still content that's accurate, unless they really remove those bosses or move them to different spawn locations. I'm wondering when game developers would learn that they shouldn't force you into grinding hours and hours and hours into making one build, but rather give you the freedom to play as many builds as you want without grinding for tens, hundreds, thousands of hours just so you can get gear to test new builds. The more build diversity and the easier it is to switch from one build to another, the better it is in a game. Because what's the point of having so many builds if people are stuck playing the same one and they have the exact same experience for like weeks, months, whatever, years without feeling satisfied that the build is ready. As I said, the grind should be about min-maxing, and min-maxing should be about quality of life. Min-maxing, playing a meta or non-meta build, shouldn't be whether you can run the hardest content or not. It should be a question of how fast you can run it, not if. And that's some of the mistakes that most developers make nowadays. They try to make you spend hundreds of hours on one character, on one build, instead of giving you much more variety and diversity and freedom, and providing you with more fun. I'm gonna have much more fun if I can test for 100 hours 10 different builds instead of spend 100 hours on one single build and get bored of playing that one build. Let's see. But most games are designed in such a way because they're trying to artificially make the grind unnecessarily long, and they make us grind things that shouldn't be grinded. Just so they can have people playing their game for a little bit longer before they quit. What do I need? Galvanic, I can't read it. Spanners and pneumatic drivers, okay. Wow, this one's taking a beating. Nerd Gamer says he quit after 2 DLCs. Borderlands 3. Well, yeah. And my friends quit before me even. My friends didn't even wait until the first DLC. They never even bought it. We started playing on launch. Now they're playing Inquisitor Martyr and Division 2. And I can probably play Division 2 with them, but I need to level up and reach the end game. And I just wanna... I don't have the time right now. I've got things on my to-do list for this game. I wanna make one more build for Chaos Bane. I wanna make Bragi Crit Monster 4.0. It's on my to-do list. Then there's the Outriders demo, so probably if I ever play Division and find time to stream Division and level up in the Division 2, it would be next month. But I really want to find a few days to go through it. But yeah, I still want to make some more Chaos Bane content as well. As I said, maybe after I make this build, I can make Bragi Crit Monster 4.0, and then then make the Nethermancer if I have the gear for it on this hero. Then after that we'll see. I need to redo my beginner's guide for Torchlight 3 as well. It's still on my to-do list. I need to make a 2021 updated version, but I'm probably gonna wait for the next update before I redo my beginner's guide, because I have a feeling a lot of things would change in terms of how certain things work. I have a feeling that there's gonna be some massive changes, and it would be safer to just wait and see before making that updated beginner's guide. By the way, when Magic Legends is out, when the open beta starts, what type of content would some of you like to see, other than a beginner's guide and some things like tips and hints? Is there anything specific that some of you might want to know about? I'm just wondering. So when Magic Legends launches, I can prioritize that type of content first in the first few days of the game launching. Okay, let's keep going.
You say that now. Honestly, I think you could do
Shifting
better.
Shackles, no thanks. Another bad boring map modifier. Shifting Shackles. This is not bad. 24.
Think you can take it.
24 or 26. Oh! A siege. I don't want siege.
Chosen. I mean, what could go wrong? What's that the...
Almost finished with this contract. RJ Root says seems basic, but my first go-to bit is tips and tricks for beginner or beginner guide. I always do beginner guides, yeah, in games. I try to do beginner. The first thing I do is a review. Open betas are things that are okay to review. I don't review early access. Although early access is kind of like an open beta. But open beta in free-to-play games is for me when the game really launches, even though it's unfinished. So I'm probably gonna do a review, a beginner's guide. Maybe I can make tips and tricks. I've also already got some ideas for beginner tips. A beginner tip, for example, tip number 1, I can't say it right now, but it would have to do with how to level up efficiently. I've got an idea how to efficiently level up, because the way the game is designed in a very bad way when it comes to leveling, how to avoid making the mistake I made. The mistake I made gave me an idea for content for people to avoid making the same mistake I did. And even if I knew that, I would still make that mistake because I'm testing things in the alpha. I want to test as many things as possible. On launch, I'm not gonna be doing that. I'm gonna be sticking to one thing, to one hero, to one build, to one deck, instead of testing multiple ones. But right now I'm testing stuff in the game. So I'm gonna try and do that. I'm gonna try and prioritize those for sure. My review, the beginner's guide, and just some tips and stuff like that. I'm also gonna have some other content that probably would only have a website version before I make the video. I've got another one which I can't tell you the other thing I've got planned because it would be too big of a reveal just to tell you even what it is as type of content. But yeah, sadly the more I play the game the less I feel like playing it on launch, but I've already decided to commit to the game. Even if I don't enjoy playing it, I will, for the sake of content. Well, good to hear, good to hear. It's nice to know that that there will be people who are interested in Magic Legends content. And I hope some of you out there that end up playing the game end up liking it more than I did. But yeah, in the next few days I will write a lot of feedback to the devs. I'm just waiting to explore more things. Some people told me about something that I need to unlock, and until I test that thing I wanna wait. I wanna see if that really exists or whether it's just people trolling. If it's people trolling, unfortunate, but people told me there's something that you need to grind a bit more to unlock it, to even see it available for unlock. I'm wondering if it's even in the alpha. Ripward. Ripward got ripped. We ripped him a new one. Okay, any more champions? Look for champions. There we go. Cave of the Lurking. This teleport. Dasher. I would have called this Dodger. Dodger seems a bit better than Dasher. Let's see.
You're up to the challenge?
No.
I've got one of those.
No.
at home. You know, in the bottle.
This one.
That br-
Oh, and I need to change my contract. Come on. Wow, he survived so many hits. You know, I can't say my damage is amazing, but it's okay. It's not so bad. 7.6k for this type of content shouldn't be too bad. Let's try and look for champs. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna go and group them up over here at the top. The more I group them up when I kill them, the better. Spread of death is, well, spreading pretty nicely. Shit, I can't see anything. Why is this even a thing? And now I summoned my minions and they summoned upstairs. Seriously don't understand why is it so difficult to make the environment transparent instead of highlighting the player and the objects. It's much better when the environment becomes transparent. Because when you highlight the players and the objects and the wootable stuff and the pets, you don't see things like AoE fields. You don't see fields on the ground. Nerd Gamer says, yeah, we don't want to see something like Fazir. You mean in Magic Legends? I can't speak about the end game, it hasn't been revealed yet. What I can speak about is the things that have been revealed, and it has been revealed that every mission from the story you can redo on a harder difficulty, you can replay it. They've told us this on a developer video, so I know it's safe to talk about it. So basically every mission you do in the story, until you beat the story, you can play on normal and on hard. Once you beat the game on hard, you can play it on expert and master, and I think that was the difficulties. 4 or 5, I can't remember. But yeah, there's hard, expert and master, but you can't do on the harder difficulties until you gear up. And we've seen that from dev videos, so it's not me revealing anything that's unknown. So the missions, the encounters, the dungeons from the story, you can replay them, which is pretty much 100% recycled. There isn't anything that changes to those apart from more elites. They have said that in their videos, in their public streams, so that's not me revealing anything that we don't know. But to those of you who haven't watched their streams, yeah, this is one of the things you can do after beating the story. Another thing that they have reviewed in streams that we know is skirmishes. They've shown it, they've talked about it on streams. Skirmishes is like, think of it if you've played Guild Wars 2, the open world events where you have certain things happening and you have to defend the person, or you have to fight a bunch of things, or you have to heal some creatures and things like that. Basically, it's some event in the open world where you and some random people that walk around you could take part in to get rewards. That's something that you can do while leveling and after you've leveled up. So those are two things, without revealing anything about endgame. Those are two things that can be considered one way or another, things you do. But I can tell you that there isn't anything like Fazir as far as I know. But I haven't seen everything, so maybe there is something. I'm speculating that there is something like maps, like map stuff, because I've seen a building that has something like a map. Without revealing anything, I just don't know how to get it to give me options. Maybe it's not in the alpha. We'll see. I mean, yeah. You think we need better endgame content for this game or for Magic Legends? For Magic Legends, as I said, we can't speak much about it. We can't say what's in and what isn't, unless it's something that they've announced in their public videos. As for Torchlight 3, we need better endgame for sure. I've been saying that for so long. I've been saying that ever since I started playing the game, that it needs better endgame, and not much has changed. Yes, they've added Fazir, they've removed the old map work system and added Fazir, which is pretty much the same thing with a few changes here and there. But we do need more variety of it. Nerd Gamer, what level are you in Magic Legends? What account level and class level? I leveled up my Mind Mage to level 30. And then I started leveling the Necro. The Necro is 28. It will be level 30 today. Then I'm gonna start playing with Sanctifier. The enemy, oh no, the XMX, the XMX, welcome back XMX. She said, Struck's a barbarian. Well, I'm Bulgarian, so it makes sense to be a barbarian. The barbarian nationality subclass. Not a Viking, but definitely a barbarian. I just need to tie the beard on a knot. I need to do something like this and tie it up. Here's some ideas for my birthday. You can send me some gifts, some beard clamps or whatever it's called. Wait. Let's see here. How have you been, dude? Haven't seen you in a while. What games have you been playing recently? Genetically, in my country, everyone has been here and left their seat. Romans have been here, Byzantines have been here, Thracians, which is like ancestors of the country that was before Bulgaria. Everyone, even the fucking Nazis came to our country and probably left their seed here. Everyone has been in this country and has... it's a mixed bag of genes, my country, because everyone's been here leaving their genetics. Although originally Bulgarians came from Asia, from the parts of Asia around Russia, maybe somewhere around there, like Mongolia, maybe around that type. That's where they came. They came from around near Mongolia or whatever. They went around the Volga River and then went down towards Bulgaria and decided to settle in the year 681. I'm bad at history. Shame on me. Let me just check. Bulgaria year. $681. Okay, so I've remembered. It's 681. That's when they actually started calling themselves that way. And be careful with history because the conquerors always write history. We had a golden age of our country when we were spanning on 3 seas. Like the whole of the Balkans were almost the whole of it was kind of conquered. But that was our golden age, and after that we haven't had... I mean, before World War II we had much more territory than now. But after World War II they cut some of our territories. Which I guess is understandable. We opened our asses the politicians. Our politicians kind of sided with the wrong people, which is shitty thing to do. And we also were enslaved. We were enslaved by the Ottomans for I don't know exactly how many years, but I can tell you. We were enslaved for 500 years, I think. That's what Wikipedia says. Wait, that seems... Was it really 500 years? I don't remember when learning history that it was 500 years. Wow. Nearly 500 years. It doesn't say 500, but yeah. So from 1396 to 1876 we were under Ottoman enslavement. And then the Russians helped liberate us in 1878. During the Russo-Turkish War in 1877-1878. Well, interesting things. Not many people know that. Only people from the Balkans or people who are really into history know about this. Rome had a huge respect for the Balkans. Well, actually, the Pope didn't... The language that we had, the Cyrillic alphabet, the one that we use and the one that Russians took and adapted from Saint Cyril and Methodius, this alphabet, the one that looks like this, and so on, this alphabet, they went to the Pope or whatever, somewhere there in Rome, I think, in the Vatican, and they tried to give them that language somewhere. I don't remember the exact history because I'm very bad, as I said, in terms of history, but they didn't offer it to us first, and then after other people rejected that and didn't want that alphabet, whoever was ruling our country back in the day took it. And took upon religion as well for the country and other stuff like that, and then that became our alphabet. and that's made by two brothers from Thessaloniki, which is now in Greece. But it was back then in Byzantium, so it was different stuff there. But yeah, they took it, they tried to give it to Rome or whatever. And then after others rejected it, at that time, I don't know how it translates, kniaz. It's not king, because we didn't have kings until later, until the next generation. And I don't know how this translates. I'm gonna try and translate it. Translate. I think it's not duke, it's something else. It's something like a prince, but not really. Google is not translating it properly. It's saying prince, but it's not prince. It's more of like a... It's not baron, it's not duke, but we didn't have kings until the next generation after that. In any case, Bulgarian history is very long, and it has a ton of stuff in it that could actually be interesting. When I was a kid, some of that stuff didn't seem interesting to me, but if I were to read about it now, it would be interesting. We had a lot of kings being betrayed, which is completely classic stuff. Like it doesn't get any more cheesy than kings getting betrayed than close ones. It used to be called bulyars, which is like viziers or something, like ministers, the equivalent of ministers or something. I don't know exactly how it equates back in the day. But yeah, there were a lot of people betraying, a lot of wars, a lot of conquests. We were fighting mostly with. We used to fight a lot with mostly the Byzantine people, which later became Ottomans and stuff like that. But on the Balkans there have been war all the time, because it's such a vocation, such a critical vocation. Like it's a crossroads, and even now it's a crucial vocation because you see Bulgaria and Greece, they're at a very strategically well positioned place. At the end of the European Union, it connects. It can connect the Middle East and Africa by water and by land. And it's an interesting position. That's why Americans have bases in our country, military bases and stuff like that. I think they still do. And actually our gold mines are owned by Canadian companies. Our country sold our gold mines to Canadian companies for super cheap. That's what our government's been doing, selling, privatizing everything. I think a Czech company owns our electricity. So yeah, they've been privatizing everything. Yeah, our politicians, we haven't had good politicians ever since democracy came in 1990, or was it at the end of 89? End of 89, beginning of 1990, I can't remember the exact date. Before that we had a minister who was kind of a dictator. So after the Second World War, there have been some changes, some coup d'etats and stuff like that, and eventually for a very long time we had an old guy who was like a dictator, and his regime ended in 89, the end of 89, beginning of 1990. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We were not part of the SSSR. Many people in foreign countries think Bulgaria was part of it. It wasn't, but it was very closely related to Russia in regards to politics. I mean, our politicians were trying to be very close. back then. Nowadays, our politicians try to be close with both Russia and America, and I'm not sure it works out well. They're trying to be like to open up to both sides. Yeah, you didn't come to the stream, and I don't talk about stuff like this on my stream. But I don't know, one thing led to another, and we had a little bit of a history session. Even though I'm not that big of a kind, because I'm not good at remembering stuff like that. At least I wasn't when I was little.
Honestly,
I mean, I would spend hours and hours learning for my history lessons for school, and I would keep reading for 2-3 hours, reading, rereading the same thing, and I would be able to recite it. And then after an hour, after I stopped, I would forget everything, because it wasn't interesting. That's how I had problems learning stuff that wasn't interesting to me. I mean, I would learn it and I would be able to say it word by word, memorizing all the stuff, and then after an hour I would forget all of that.
so decisive.
Although stuff that was interesting, I would never forget it. For example, I hated biology, but when we were studying about DNA and genes, it was super interesting, and I never forgot that stuff, and I got good marks when we got to that part of biology. But where it was botanics and stuff like that, it was just not fun to me.
Was that the right choice?
And the same was with history. When it was about Egypt and ancient Greece, I really enjoyed that type of history. But some other parts of the history were super boring when it was all about politics, like post-World War II, pre-World War II of our country and stuff like that. And in geography, they made us learn which part of our country has what types of resources. This was super boring, and I don't feel I really needed to know that, to learn that in high school. Where in our country we can find coal, when in our country we can find copper, when we can find silver, stuff like that. It felt unnecessary for me to study stuff like that in high school. And pre-high school. But it was mandatory, I mean. Copper and silver is widely used in games. So is gold. There's always gold coins in games. If I'm not mistaken, the Canadian company that owns our gold mines is Dundee International, unless it changed ownerships. I think that was the company that owned Bulgaria's gold mines, Dundee International. You live in Canada? I've got family in Canada. My mother lives there with her partner in Canada, on Vancouver Island. Canada has a lot of good places to visit in terms of nature. You have family there, nice. The company is Dundee. I think it's instead of YEE. I think, I'm not sure. I think that's the name. Let me look it up. Dundee. What's attacking me? Oh. It doesn't show up. Maybe it's with Y. Let's say. Dundee, yeah, it's Dundee Precious Metals. DundeePrecious.com, okay. A global mining leader, that's it, Dundee Precious Metals, not international. I guess they renamed it from international to Precious Metals. Canadians never heard of this global mining leader. It's weird. It's a Canadian company, but yeah, it's who knows? Who knows? It's very shady how that company now owns the rights to mine in our country, and actually it owns the mines. I think not the rights, but maybe just the mines themselves. And if I remember correctly, the government had a very bad deal for our country made, where we barely profit from this. I need to look it up sometime, but I think that was how it was. Based in Toronto, yeah. An hour from where you live. Interesting. Come on, I need some drops. Come on, game. I know you wanna give me some drops. Oh, dividing gear, okay. I'm gonna be clearing this map completely. Start to bottom, everything must die in that map. Let's queue some invaders must die mixes. Some invaders must die mixes would be perfect for this map. But sucking politicians, that's all over small countries with corrupt politicians. That's just... There isn't anything more cheesy than a small country with corrupt politicians running it. Decent people don't want to become politicians in our country. Only greedy people become politicians in our country. The good ones don't make it. The good ones either get corrupted, killed, or don't make it. That's how it is in my country. Unfortunately, it's sad to know that this is actually an European Union country where politicians are puppets of some businessmen with shady business. And we actually make some interesting things in my country. I think some of the Kalashnikov is made in our country, some weapons. Nasty stuff like weapons is made here. Not all of the Kalashnikovs, but we do make it. We do make some. We have a factory that makes it. And you know, as I said, my country and Greece and Turkey, the Balkans in general, are in a very nice crossroad. So what do you think, how do you think all the drugs that go into Europe, where do you think they pass through? They pass through either my country or the neighboring countries. So you can see why we have corrupt politicians and stuff like that. Weapons are not bad, the people who use them badly are bad, but in general, if people don't do bad stuff with weapons, they won't even be needed. Why would people need weapons if they're not fighting or if there's no wars? I mean, in a peaceful world, which unfortunately this isn't, people won't even need weapons. Other than for what? Shooting practice, going into a shooting range and just unloading a magazine in the shooting range. But yeah, that's a nasty subject. Some people are very touchy when it's all about weapons, so maybe let's not talk about weapons. Maybe there's some people who are watching who are touchy on the subject. There's always gonna be different opinions on something like that. It's a subject that divides people. Politics in general and stuff like that. Politics, religion, it tends to divide people of what. Okay, let's see. Oh, my pet needs 30 more seconds. Look at how much drops I've got in this map. Dividing gear working maps. So good for drops. When you want to farm gold, that's probably the best thing to farm for gold. If you have a token of rapid bartering, so you can send your pet to the town more often, you would be able to get all this green stuff. Give it to the pet, send it. Get more, give it to the pet, send it, and so on. Oh wait, there was a weapon I wanted to keep. Or maybe not, maybe I sold it. There we go. Wait, why am I saving this pistol? Oh, as a spare weapon. Makes sense. I need to come and they're spawning. Okay, I need to start saving up my energy for the final boss of this map. Let's put them closer together. Just look at how many. Come on. Alright, there we go. The XMX says, well, Mr. Barbarian, have you tried crypto mining? No. um, I haven't tried crypto mining, and thanks to crypto mining, many people out there can't buy GPUs. Many people are scalping the prices. I mean, most of the video cards are probably going to some financial institutions and stuff like that. But yeah, now that's the boom. I mean, in order to try crypto mining, I would need money to even be able to afford a rig, a mining rig. I know I can earn a lot of money back if I wait like 6 months or a year. I can probably earn back the money I invested and even get some profit. It's not just crypto mining, it's just a coincidence. It's a coincidence with low supply and extremely high demand due to the crypto boom, and due to how good the new generation of GPUs jumped compared to the previous one. And it's not just the new ones. People are buying 2070s, 2080s for crypto mining as well. Even 1070s people are buying at good prices right now. My buddy who got a 3080 got his brother to find him a buyer for the 1070 titanium he had for a pretty decent price. But yeah, crypto mining, you need to have money to make money. That's how crypto mining is. You need to have enough for an initial investment and to keep it running. But there's definitely money to be made before the bubble bursts. When the next bubble burst will be, we don't know. I still can't understand how it's possible to get money out of nothing. How is it possible to mine for bitcoins and for other things? Like it appears out of nowhere. How is this even possible? Why does money appear out of nowhere? I still can't understand how this is a thing with crypto mining. Because you're not stealing the cryptocurrency from another person. You're just mining some scripts or whatever. I don't know how to explain it. It costs hardware and electricity, but that's not money that someone has made. That's not money that a country has issued, that they have printed. That's just money that, yeah, it costs hardware and electricity, but it doesn't have a physical representation. Until you convert it into physical money and sell it. And yeah, it does cost hardware and electricity, obviously. Which is why I said you need that investment, but it's weird how it just appears out of nowhere. What, you're converting your electricity into currency? maybe that's how we can explain it. It costs calculations, the hardware. Yeah, but why is it even possible for those calculations to generate cryptocurrency? Who benefits from those calculations to be willing to pay money for it? Yeah, but who pays for cryptocurrency? That's what I'm wondering. Like, who thought it would be okay to spend their money so that people are doing calculations? I'm wondering. It's interesting. It's seriously interesting. Liquidity of some sort. It definitely is very interesting how it's even a thing. Because the money comes out of somewhere. I mean, it's gotta come from someone. Someone has to be paying for this. Someone must need those calculations. But yeah, cryptocurrency, I guess, is a very good way of laundering money, maybe. Maybe someone is laundering their money that way. And that's how it originated. I have no idea, I can only guess. With that cryptocurrency stuff. Alright, this map has been cleared and oh boy, did I put a ton of gear. And how's my gold coins? 17,000, that's good. Good gold coins. The map ended up bigger than I expected, which is nice, and there's still some little bits that I haven't been to. I'm gonna check what's there. Look at that, I've missed so much items on the way. I just can't pick up everything because I don't have a token of rapid bartering. If I had one, I would be picking everything and selling it. You would take $100 over $100 worth of Bitcoin, but yeah, same here. I would also prefer real cash over cryptocurrency, because I don't need cryptocurrency. I don't do shady stuff to need cryptocurrency. I mean, if I had money, a lot of it, I wouldn't mind investing it into stocks of safe companies like Nvidia. If you look at the Nvidia stock, you would see it has been going up. Yeah, there have been spikes where it would go down, but not as much. And I guess Nvidia, AMD, those are kind of companies whose stock in the future would keep rising and rising, at least for a while. There's always demand for the things they do, for the hardware they're selling, and for the AI stuff that Nvidia is doing. So instead of investing into cryptocurrency, I would much rather invest it into some well, not safe, and there's no such thing as a safe stock, but some of the stocks are kind of more on the safer side, that if you let it stay there, it will eventually give you profits. Yeah, indeed, exactly that. ARM, when they start making CPUs and stuff. Okay, let's get rid of those. You asked me what GPU. I missed that. I have 1066 gigabytes and I'm saving up right now. I'm saving up for I want to have $1,000 saved up for a GPU, and then I want to get something good. Whenever I have this much ready, I would get something that would last me 6, 7, maybe even hopefully 8 years. I want to make a good purchase. See, if I had 1080 titanium, I wouldn't upgrade. If when I was buying my PC I got myself a 1080 or 1080 titanium, I wouldn't need an upgrade, but games like Cyberpunk, like Godfall, and probably some other titles that will come out soon, they just run like shit. I had to stream Cyberpunk in 30 FPS and play it in 30 FPS to get something that's reasonable performance, where it's not stuttering the image quality. Because the FPS was dropping a lot during Cyberpunk. And now this time I don't want to get a 3070 or 3060, I don't want to get a WoW tier. of the new generation. I want to get high tier. So right now I'm probably considering 1080 titanium when it comes out in 4, 5, 6 months or so. And until then I'm gonna be saving up. It takes a while though. My YouTube channel makes around... I don't think I'm allowed to review how much it makes, but anyone can Google it. Anyone can Google and get rough estimations. But my YouTube channel right now makes me between 1 and 200 bucks a month. Which, I mean, it's not much if you look at it from the point of where there's bills and stuff like that. But thankfully for now, I'm not paying such. But ideally in the end I want to start making a living with my YouTube channel. But yeah, right now I'm focusing on saving those funds up for a GPU and what's it called, PSU, power supply, because my power supply is 550 and I'm gonna need 750 or 850 power supply if I get something decent. The XMEX says he made 160 USD by mining for less than 2 weeks on his video cards. 1060 will make 250 USD every 24 hours if you pay 10 cents a kilowatt hour. Oh, I don't know how much the kilowatt hour in my country is, but it's probably expensive. Regarding posting a link, only moderators can post. If you want, you can give me the link. What's the link about? You can give me the link and I can try and post it for you. By the way, once I get a new GPU, I would have my old machine kind of ready. I'm saving my old RAM, I'm saving my old CPU, I'm saving my old case, my old motherboard. So if I want to have a second machine that can maybe handle the stream, when I get a new GPU, I would be able to do that. Or I can just make it a mining rig, as you said. Although 1060, 6 GB for mining, not sure how good that would be in my country. What happens if the machine switches off? Does it continue where it left off when it's mining? And by the way, what are your video cards that you're mining with? If internet cuts out, it refreshes until it reconnects. You have a yeah, you have 3090 and 3070. So yeah, if you're making 160 for 2 weeks, obviously a 1060 won't make that much at all. Especially in my country. In my country, electricity I think is pretty expensive. Especially in the winter, the bills are high when you have to heat up. I'm definitely not gonna get into crypto mining, at least for the foreseeable future, because again it requires some investments. Oh, I've gotten some contract levels. Okay, I can switch contracts now to this one. I can probably run this map, but it's gold work, not really attractive to me to do a gold work map.
You can't use that skill.
For you, potions for your little friend.
You need heat anyway, it's a good solution. Yeah, if it doesn't fry up. Okay. Let's take some more contract rewards. For now, for me, it's more important to focus on my YouTube channel and to make that a more profitable thing for me.
I've got those. Oh, I'll be seeing you soon.
I mean, my goal is to make my YouTube channel provide me enough for myself and my pet, so I can have enough for the monthly medicine I have to buy for my pet, for my food, for bills, and when I can reach this, then I can start thinking of additional expenses that
Can I
are
offer
like
you a
quality
drink?
of life and stuff like that.
See you next time.
Defense. Such a low defense, but unholy bolt and holy bolt. So it's interesting. Can work for many builds. Especially holy bolt. Holy bolt is very good. But alright, I'm gonna keep this in the storage. Maybe I can even equip it just so I can get the set bonus. And that would mean I can remove those boots and equip those boots. Yeah, that's actually a very good drop to get the celestial pants. I can remove those skittering ones.
Potions for you.
I'm gonna lose a
Potions
lot of poison defense from those though. Or no, it's actually electric. So I'm gonna try and put electric defense in the boots. Let's hope I get lucky. Let's see. We're paying 9.97 cents for kilowatt hour in Bulgaria. 2.49 a day. Yeah, it would be nice if I had where to place the machine. My room is pretty. And see what equipment is needed, because my old machine has an Intel i5, 5th or 6th generation. I think it's 6th generation Intel i5, and it had a very old Intel motherboard, and I've got 16 gigs of RAM, 2x8 left over from after I upgraded. So it requires the bare minimum in regards to CPU and stuff. When it comes to crypto mining, does it matter what CPU you have? Like, is there a bare minimum? Yeah, I understand that people don't use the CPU and they use the GPU. I know that. I'm just wondering if there's a bare minimum to run such a machine in regards to what you have. Like, can a super old one be fine without yeah, link it to me sometimes. I'm gonna look it up just out of curiosity, not like I'm planning to do it, but out of curiosity. So I want to add, shit, I can't add it. I can't add electric defense. Let's try and add regular defense then. Wait, just a second. I've got regular defense here. Oh, I can add electric maybe on the pants. Let's see. Yes, I can do it. Nice. So I'm losing a little bit of defense. If I add regular defense on the boots, we are good to go. Nice. It's actually very bad, 800. That's probably the bare minimum I can get as a roll. Now I get extra poison damage, which goes well with this weapon. If I put poison instead of fire damage, it would be nice, but right now I don't have the resources to try. Actually, I don't have the oh, I have the recipe. It's gonna be hard, but let's keep trying to get flat poison damage. Not sure why I'm wasting my resources on this. I'm never gonna get flat damage here. It's just how RNG hates me in games. Look at how many times I try and it's still not giving me poison damage. I'm gonna run out of gold. Unlucky. At least I got poison chance affix. So I lost 1100 damage trying to get that. Definitely wasn't worth it. Should have kept it the way it was. I really wanted to benefit from this 7.5% poison damage. I wanted to get another 1100 poison damage, so I can squeeze that 7.5% out of it. I got greedy for damage and now I have less than I had before. Let's put this. Okay. Have I played Godfall lately? A few days ago with the latest update I made a video. I made a video about the patch and then on the same day I streamed myself testing the patch. It's the same mode. The changes they made, it doesn't feel like you're playing a different improved game. Yeah, there are some improvements but they're not noticeable. And it's still super grindy and you still can't reroll the stats on an item, which in my opinion is a bare minimum. If you have itemization, you need to allow people to be able to reroll the affixes. Every single Wooter game needs Diablo 3 style rerolling. Borderlands 3 needs it, Torchlight 3 needs it, Warhammer Chaos Bane needs it, Godfall needs it. A system that allows you to reroll the affixes on one item by salvaging other items and taking those materials and using those. And with the introduction of primal weapons and making primal weapons only drop in the Ascended Tower of Trials, it's basically telling people, hey, if you want primals, you better do this end game and this end game only. The Tower of Trials is still super very bad and repetitive. I mean, you're just doing elevator room, the room is always the same, the elevator is always the same. Different enemies, same environment. Slightly different mechanics, because sometimes you fight against bosses, sometimes against champions. But it's still the same. It's barely any different. It gets super boring. At least they compressed the tower from 100 to 30 levels. So at least that's very nice. Now if you complete 30 levels, you're done with the tower and you can do a new run. Your friend says mostly the same thing. Well, that means he has similar taste to mine, which kind of I can see happening. I mean, I've played those games for so long, and as a streamer, I've communicated with so many of you gamers out there, that I know what people like, and it's weird how developers don't know what people like, even though people tell them. They write, and developers still say, fuck the community, we will do whatever the fuck we want, we know better than the gamers what the gamers want. That's basically what most developers do nowadays. It's as if they just ignore completely the feedback that people are giving. I'm not saying that Godfall didn't improve though, it did improve, but it's hard to notice the improvements because they focused on some things that probably should have been left for later. Many people wanted matchmaking, and I understand, matchmaking definitely would make Godfall a bit more fun. But it's still gonna be the same grindy content, with or without matchmaking, but the community mostly wanted matchmaking. So maybe with their next update, they would actually introduce matchmaking into Godfall. You're not into third-person games too much, but you were close to purchasing it. Well, now you're probably glad you didn't, I assume. Did I just get a Celestial Cuirass? Oh boy, nice. It's not really nice though. No defense. I'd much rather keep the Winter Weave for now. And by the way, this means... Oh, I made a mistake by unequipping those boots. But do I need the mana infused? I don't find myself running out of mana. Or do I? Actually I do. Yeah, I guess I do need it. I never make builds without mana infused, but... What did I do to the old legs? Oh, I put the old legs in the storage. I'm gonna have to get back my old legs armor. Alternatively, I can switch those, but I'm gonna lose damage to Absolver. I'm gonna lose 8,000... No, almost 9,000 defense. So 8.5, 8.6 thousand defense. That's a lot of defense to lose. It's not worth losing it. So where did my fire defense go? Yeah, I've looked into Valheim. I don't like survival games. I suck at survival games. They're boring. I don't want to have to make a base to fight people. I don't like the whole base building in games like Rent, like Conan Exiles, like Valheim, like Minecraft, etc. I don't like that whole thing. The roguelite, base making, stuff like that. It's the new thing. No idea why so many people love that type of playstyle. If it didn't have the base building and it was just PvP, like team deathmatch PvP, I would have probably played it. If it was an arena based team deathmatch PvP, where you need to reach X kills per team, and you have 3 or 4 teams fighting in that big map and you respawn immediately after you die, that would be my kind of PvP. I don't like the whole survival bullshit. It's not for me. It's fun, but not my kind of fun. You just bought Valheim and haven't tried it yet. I think it's just something overhyped, and people are overhyping each other, and the game is just winning from that because people want to test it because others are playing it. No, that sheep mentality. Others are playing it, it must be good, right? Well, for me it's not good because it's not my kind of game. I can't even play 2 minutes of this type of game before I quit. Last thing I tried, I lasted 2 hours. I pre-ordered, was it Rent? I think it was Rent. Rent that actually failed as a game. And I played probably for 2 hours and then I uninstalled. Yeah, I uninstalled Rent. That's the game I actually owned. Rust is actually probably the most popular game I know of in the genre, excluding Minecraft, obviously. And there's a lot of people playing Rust, and I've watched videos of people trolling each other in Rust. So I actually may not play Rust, but I've watched people playing Rust and trolling kids that end up trying to troll them, and they just counter troll them. In one of the videos, one of the kids was being a dickhead, and then the guy just gathered up his friends to invade the base of a bunch of kids, and one of the kids ended up crying in the end, trying to make the guy not destroy his stuff. So douchebag kids getting what they asked for by being dickheads. So I watched some videos like those 2-3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. I remember watching them. I definitely wouldn't want to play games like Rust, but at least watching, and that's one of the things in those games. It's mostly those douchebag teenagers playing those games that just wanna I don't know what to even call it, to mess around with
Life
people.
support systems repaired.
And AD UK just resubscribed 9th month in a row. Thank you very much, AD. Welcome back. Nice seeing you again. Right in the feels, dude. The most loyal subscriber of the Struck Club, AD. I don't think there's another person who has reached the 9 month. AD says vodka for everyone. I'm not a fan of vodka, but I can have a little bit of wine after this stream from my uncle's wine.
You can't cast that.
XMEX says survival games drive him mad. Well, not mad, he just doesn't enjoy them. That's the same for me, I just don't enjoy them. I've tried playing a bunch of those. I've even played some indie games like Emuteo or Emuteo. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Emuteo. This one on Steam. I've tried it. I've bought it early access or whatever to support the developer, and I messed around in it for a few hours and then I just quit and uninstalled. That's my experience with those games. The same happened with Conan Exiles. Played it for a bit, then quit and uninstalled. And now I've learned my lesson. Survival games are just not for me. So Valheim, even though other people are playing it, I'm not gonna be a sheep and play what others are playing if I don't like it. And let's see if I've missed some chat. I guess I haven't missed. I think I've caught up to everything. Okay.
Your pet has returned.
I wasted a lot of green essence, so might as well start salvaging those again. So I need to get back my boots. Meaning I need to get back to the old setup. Any chance we can catch your cat? Oh yeah, he's. I can show it to you. Just a moment. He's kind of. He's standing away from the lights. He doesn't like the lights too much, so he's standing in the shade. But just a moment. This guy's beautiful. Okay. This little fella. Say hi. Little big fella. But yeah, he doesn't like being hooked much. He was sleeping. He heard me standing off of my chair and woke up. Maybe thinking that it's gonna be feeding time. Let's give him some food, see if he's gonna eat it. I'm gonna switch off my heater because it became a little bit too warm. Where do I put my hoodie? There we go, over here. But yeah, he normally sleeps where there's shade, because he doesn't really like the lights shining in his eyes, which is understandable. I mean, we've got one light here and one light here, and then one light above there, which can be a bit too much. So he has something that I've made for him where it makes shade. So this light here, when this light here is shining like this, there's this thing that makes cover and makes shade, and he sleeps here under the shade, where it's not shining on him. Okay, let's make some more fuzzier stuff.
So decisive.
Yeah, he is. He's the. I haven't seen a cat this good. Like, he has never been evil. I mean, normally cats are very vindictive and evil and stuff. This guy, I have never seen him hissing. He has never in his life hissed once. I'm not sure he even can hiss. And he has never attacked other than to play. He likes playing, like this is his type of playing. He starts off a bit slow and then starts playing after he wakes up. See, this thing is like the other animal, it's biting him, and then he starts biting back. And he would bite me and then lick where he bit. Because see, this is what he likes. He's a little bit tired maybe now, or maybe sleepy. But yeah, normally this thing's better. He's looking for more food, actually. He doesn't care about playing right now. He just wants more food, bro. But enough of that. Let's play some Torchlight. I can play with Sky later. But you see how he was just looking down, trying to find some more. No worries. He's definitely a cute creature. It's a shame. I have no idea how he got sick. What if there's something we could have done for him to not get sick? Because he has a chronic kidney disease. And he takes medicine twice a day, every day, to manage the levels of certain things in his blood. Thankfully, when we caught the disease, he was in stage 2, and we managed to get him down to stage 1. And he's like in between stage 1 and 2. But at least it's manageable. There's quality of life for cats with that disease. And there's various things that could cause it, and I'm not sure if we could have done anything. It could be hereditary. He could have just inherited it, or he could have been poisoned somehow by something Maybe we stepped on something outside and brought it in home. There's many things that could have caused it. But the thing is, at least we caught it before it was too late. And the guy's now on a special diet, special types of food with Reno diets. He went outside of the room now. It's a shame, such a good creature, yet such bad luck when it came to his health. Come on. Now he's standing in the hallway and meowing. Maybe he wants in the other room. Or most likely he wants to play. Normally after he eats, he wants me to chase him. The way he likes playing is he wants me to chase him from one room to the other and then from the other room to the one room. Like back and forth. Like I would do this as if I'm going to catch him and he would look at me and start running. And then he would hide maybe under the table and I would pretend I'm not seeing him. And then I would walk past him and he would attack my foot in the back and run back to the other room. Like a game of tag. Like you chase, boom, tagged you, you chase. He has a very weird way of playing. Definitely different than the other cat we've had. It's weird how he plays. And he sometimes likes winking. He has learned to wink with just one eyelid. Took him a while to learn it, but I guess now he even knows when to wink. When we are playing, that's normally when he winks, or when he wants to mess with me. Now he's standing in the hallway meowing. Okay, he came back. What was this? Dividing Infamous. Should I stay a little bit more on this map or just finish it? I just finish it. Okay, come here. He's under me. He's under my chair now. He's hiding. And he ran away. Okay. He ran away. I tried to pick him up because he was scratching his nails on the tree, which is it's the purpose of it, for him to scratch his nails from it. And just try to get him to play a bit, to chase my hand. Normally his favorite type of playing is wrestling. He stands on the ground and I just pretend to do this to his neck and to his tummy And he just tries to do the same to this thing as if this is an animal. So that's why I normally have some marks, some teeth or nail marks on my hand, so from when we were playing with him. Battle scars, yeah. I do have one big battle scar, which was just us playing, and I just did a very fast motion of moving my hand. I moved it like this, and his nail caught my hand, and it looks as if I it looks as if I tried to cut my veins, which is weird. I'm not sure if you can see it over here. It's hard to see this thing here. It's probably very hard to see, especially without the light. With this light, yeah, it's hard. You won't be able to see it, but yeah, it's this thing between here and here, and that's when his nail caught. Oh, you see it? Okay, well, yeah, it's weird. And that was when he was little. He was like 1.5 years or so. And I don't blame him. It was my fault for doing a super rapid movement. And his nail caught on my hand. But it looks super weird. And that's the actual battle scar, because this one actually left a scar. A true battle scar. Sky, come here. Come here. He's scratching on the tree again. If he starts playing, I can play with him, but I'm gonna let him decide for himself now. Let's do another map. We woke him up, and now he kind of wants attention. I can't chase him, obviously it's too early. Yeah, he's exactly, that's what he scratches his nails when he wants to take it out on something, when he's not happy about something, that you're not giving him attention. Now he's looking for food over here. He's down here. Down here is his feeding spot. I've put a towel. It's much easier for him to eat out of a towel than from a cup. If he eats on a flat surface that's slippery, he's having trouble biting, and the things keep running away from him. That's why I feed him on a towel, and I just wash the towel regularly. Let me just quickly.
You on your death.
Oh no.
Oh shit! I didn't see. Well. There goes my good weapon that I wasted so much money on. So much gold wasted on this weapon. I can make myself a new one. Not as good, it won't be able to get 9000 attack, unfortunately. Now I don't need the poison damage. Although I removed the boots. It's not gonna be this weapon.
Oh, are you sure?
Was it this one? I think I was doing this one.
Find something to slaughter.
Now he's scratching again. I tried to catch him and now he's running. I mean, yeah, he obviously wants to play and he's trying to get my attention somehow.
You can't cast that here.
Let's see.
You can't cast that here.
Yeah, he's very smart. Actually, he's super smart. He sometimes pretends to be unaware of things. Cats are smart, and they normally understand. They just pretend like they don't, because they don't care. And now he's running. I think the only thing I could do for him is to just open up the room so he can run into the living room. Just a moment. So if we see him suddenly storming into the room and jumping here, because that's normally what he does, from the living room to the hallway and then all the way to here, if we suddenly see him, then he's playing. I opened the room so he can go in the living room.
That spell cannot be cast. You can't cast that. You can't use that spell.
Okay. Oh, demonic form, right on time.
That spell can't be cast.
Come on, die. Okay. Ah. Almost got me.
Cast that here. You are overburdened.
Okay, let's sort my inventory. Oh no, not this, this. Let's clear those and then go for the boss fight. I'm not gonna waste my energy and I'm just gonna generate energy and light dark buff bar. Ah shit, harmonic form. Okay, I need to do it. I need to quickly go. And now by the time I reach the boss, the harmonic form would end. I'm super disappointed by every single Hivit map having this zone where you have to spend a few seconds just to reach the boss. It's totally unnecessary and it's artificially prolonging my run. Unnecessarily prolonging my run by having to walk for a few seconds to reach the boss. And it might be just a few seconds, but it's every time when you're in the Hivit Frontier. They should add a few more of those, or completely remove it, this whole passage, and replace it with something that doesn't make you walk this much before you reach the portal. It's very annoying, to be honest. See now, if I could just enter and then I would be immediately in the portal, like the graveyard maps for example, and go straight for the boss, I could have killed the boss while my harmonic form was still on. And then we can't use movement speed, movement skills during those pre-boss walkways. Would it be nice if we could at least use our mobility skills? I know why they made it so we can't use skills, because people were killing bosses without going down into the arena. But mobility skills won't be something to use to abuse the system. I won't be able to kill a boss with just my mobility skill. Infamous uniques, let's get some fame. Come on game, drop me those ancient ember boots. Or that frost wall. I'm starting to think the game is broken on offline and it just doesn't want to drop those items. This is why I don't like where RNG is the only thing I have to rely on to gear up. There should be a way to gear up without relying on RNG. Just like the Dawn of Masteries mod in Grim Dawn. Dawn of Masteries is one of the best mods in Grim Dawn, maybe. Over there you can kill enemies and they drop some resources, some tokens, and then you can take those tokens and buy the legendary items you want. With random affixes, but at least you can buy just that one item you want, and you can buy 10 15, 20 versions of that one item as long as you have enough materials. But at least you don't have to pray to RNGesus that the item you want for your build would drop from the enemy you're killing. You know, you kill elites, you kill bosses, they drop tokens. Kill enough bosses, kill enough elites, and then you can exchange the tokens. They also drop items, but the tokens really help you gear up without being left to the mercy of RNG. And you still have to buy multiple pieces of that item to min-max it, to make sure you get the right stats on it. But at least you can focus farm, you can focus on just spending your tokens on that one item if you need to. If only every Wooter game was like this. And my brother plays this mod, the Grim Dawn of Masteries mod. And he's so happy because he doesn't have much time to play. He probably only plays every now and then for 1 or 2 hours, maybe even less, for a few runs. So that's the perfect mod for people who don't feel like wasting their life grinding for items and just want to have some fun, mess around with some builds, and play for fun, not to try and grind forever. Come on. Right, there we go. Why am I fighting when there's no elites? Just stop only when I see a unique enemy. But I still need the quest items, so I might as well use the opportunity to get some to drop. God damn, harmonic form is up and there's no champion nearby. Wasted. There's a champion now that my harmonic form just ended. Okay, for this one I can try and do it. Let's try. Come on, drop, drop, drop. Oh, another one spawned there. Nice. Didn't even see. Okay, anything fun here? Nope, no. That weapon I lost was pretty decent. By the way, I'm gonna sneeze. Maybe not. I hope it doesn't surprise me. By the way, if anyone plays Magic Legends in the alpha and wants to grind together, let me know. After my stream I'm gonna have dinner, feed my pet, give him medicine, and maybe 30, 40, 50 minutes after my stream ends in midnight. It's too early, it's still 10:48, but around midnight, when I stop my stream, I'm probably gonna play for another 1 to 3 hours Magic Legends. So if anyone is in the alpha and wants to team up, later today, do tell. It's much better to grind together. By the way, I even found out a better way to level up new heroes. If you wanna level up new heroes, I even found out what the better way to do it is. I've almost maxed out my Necro after maxing out the Mind Mage. Next will be a Pacifier.
Your life is slipping away. You feel better.
Okay. So much. Oh wait. Was that extra levels to Absolver? Ah, tempting. I will keep it just for testing purposes. It's interesting to keep something like that. 4 levels to Absolver.
You are overburdened.
Actually, let's clear out the map. There's more unique enemies to kill. Probably at least 1 or 2 more. Let's get them to spawn. Well, they're not spawning. Oh, there we go. One of them spawned. Two of them, actually.
Inventory is full.
Okay, nothing worth keeping. I think. Oh, there we go. Final unique. Was gonna say I think that's all of the green enemies that could spawn, and then the game just gave me one final victim. The harmonic form we went. Yeah, wasted my harmonic form. I didn't see it on time.
You can't cast that. Spell here.
Alright, got him.
Your back is too heavy.
Now it's time to dismantle yet again. Man, what is it with the drops? I seriously need just one, ideally 2 items to drop. The Ancient Ember Boots and maybe the Frost Wall. I mean, I'm not asking for too much. I'm asking for those 2 items to drop. And we know how bad the drop rates of legendaries in the game are. So I'm not gonna even try wasting gold there to try and get those legendaries. Let's put that shield over here. And what's next?
Well chosen.
Angered Ancestors, no.
Are you sure?
Almost clicked on it.
Sweet. I just finished tightening up the graphics on
I refuse to do Angered Ancestors, it's not fun, it's boring. It's not difficult, it's boring. Definitely not a fun map modifier to run.
Say that now. Wouldn't have been.
And let me get my hoodie, cause now it became a little bit colder. Right, here we go. What's this? Stormbringer double HP Gearwalkie. Oh, double HP, well. There weren't any other Gearwalkie maps. Apart from the Angered Ancestors. I didn't want to do that one for sure. This and aim properly and boom, wiped in the purples. Let's position ourselves like this in a straight line, boom. The more elites I cluster up in next to each other, the better it is. This thing works very well when you group them up together next to each other, so they can end up hitting each other with the procs.
You can't cast that.
Okay, here we go. Do you have a PayPal or something? Yeah, I do have a PayPal. it's in the description. If you click on tips, that's in the description. The donation goes to my PayPal. I mean, probably paypal.me/structtof is my PayPal, but I have an official donations link, tipping link from Stream Elements, which is different than the PayPal link. But the tipping, if you want to tip, if that's why you're asking, there is a link in the description. There's probably a comment, but I don't think I remember the comment. Let me check. Tips. No, there isn't such a comment. It's in the description. Not in the description, but in the about under my channel. Just a moment. I'm gonna give you the link. So tips. There we go. This is it. This is the link. Yeah, if you can't see it, that's not a problem. Normally you can click on the image or click on the link at the bottom in the texting. But yeah, I can copy paste it, so that should do the trick. And thanks for asking. Thanks very much for asking. You were looking for something saying PayPal. I mean, I do have a PayPal link as well, but this goes directly into the PayPal, so it's kind of the same. It's just handled through Stream Elements, so it can be on the stream, so it can show up on the stream. If you don't want it to show up on the stream and you want to do it privately, I can give you a PayPal link, which is paypal.me/structtof, but I can't remember if there was an underscore or not. I need to check it out. And thanks again for asking and for showing interest in tipping. Will it cut into the amount if I do it one way? No, it doesn't cut into the amount. It's either way is fine. Stream Elements does not take a cut themselves. YouTube does take a cut from Super Chat. 30% of Super Chat goes to YouTube. But this tipping link, everything goes into my PayPal, which I normally keep for my web hosting. My web hosting is like $9 a month, the hosting for my website and my domain, and normally I pay through PayPal for that, so I always try to keep some money there for my web hosting, where I share my builds. Sometimes I use the PayPal money for
Life
games.
support systems repaired.
Whoa! Oh boy, $100. I can't believe that. Wow, dude, you're the biggest tipper officially. You're officially the biggest tipper. Oh boy, I can't believe this. Thank you very much, MEX. Wow, boy, you just made me wanna pause, and this is definitely going into the fund for the GPU, or maybe into the fund to play some other games on stream. For now, I'm gonna keep it in the PayPal, but thank you again. It's right in the feels. I mean, I'm speechless. I'm trying to find the right words. It's hard. I've never seen such a tip so far. Wow. Oh, it's getting hot here. Oh man, yeah, you put you're seeing the smile on my face probably. This is definitely some of that I'm probably gonna save up. I'm either gonna keep it to pay for web hosting, or it's gonna go into the GPU fund. In any case, it's gonna be put towards struct improvements. and I'm making you blush. Well, you made a big smile on my face, so I guess it's understandable. Oh boy, pretty nice. Yeah, thank you very much. I mean, I can't say thank you enough for this. Really had an amazing time chatting, and now with the people. Okay. I'm gonna be a little bit distracted, but that's fine. If I die in the game, I don't mind it. But yeah, thank you again a lot for that. It definitely means a lot to me. Regardless whether it's $1, 10 cents or $100, I always appreciate it. But you're definitely the record breaker for my channel. I definitely don't expect things like those, but when they do, you see, I'm kind of yeah, I'm trying to find the right words. I don't think there's the right words to say about this. Thank you again. And by the way, what games are you playing right now? Are you playing Torchlight or just came by to say hi? I shouldn't have entered this portal. Well, are you playing Magic Legends, the alpha? Because if you're playing Magic Legends, the alpha, we can team up later. As I said, when I end my stream at midnight in 1 hour from now. Probably gonna take like 30-40 minutes break to make food, to eat, to maybe watch an episode of an anime or something while eating. And then I'm gonna go back for like 2-3 hours of grinding in Magic Legends. You're not playing anything. Are you considering playing Outriders or Magic Legends? Those are the two games on my radar right now. Outriders, looter shooter from the people who made Painkiller, the shooter game. They worked on Gears of War. They worked on the Infinity Blade. People Can Fly. That studio. That studio is working on Outriders, and I think Outriders is proving to be something very similar to Borderlands, but maybe better. Hopefully better than Borderlands 3. So yeah, I guess we can see each other in Outriders when the game is out. When the demo is out, the demo will be available on all sorts of platforms, even in NVIDIA GeForce Play Now or whatever they call it. Even that platform would be playable for the demo on the 25th. So maybe on the 25th during the demo, and probably after that, I'm assuming the demo won't last just for 1 day. You would be able probably to replay it as much as you want, the little bit of content they give us. There's reasons why people wouldn't want to play Magic Legends. I'm not gonna go into detail because I can't, but I understand why some people would want to stay away from the game before it's out and before they see what it can offer, and people can give them reviews. Although it's a free-to-play game, so there's always people can always test it themselves. I think that's the best way for free-to-play games, to just test it yourself, unless you're low on storage space. But yeah, Outriders, I'm definitely, see, the money that you just tipped, it's probably going for Outriders, because I'm 99% sure I wanna buy Outriders, but there's that 1% chance that the demo will make me not pre-purchase. I still haven't pre-purchased, but the demo would be when I decide if I wanna pre-purchase or wait a bit. So yeah, I was kind of debating whether I should spend money on another game or keep saving for a GPU, but Outriders seems to be something that I want to play it as a gamer, not as a content creator to invest into the game to make content, but as a gamer as well. So when I consider buying games, first I consider, do I want to play it as a gamer? And then if not, do I want to at least buy it for my channel, for my viewers, to make content for it? Right now with Magic Legends it's more of the second rather than the first, and since it's free to play, at least I'm not buying Magic Legends, so I can probably play it for my viewers, for people who are interested in it, so I can give them my honest review and some beginner's guides and some tips and hints and some guides for all sorts of things in the game. But I don't see myself playing it unless they seriously change some things without giving details what things. I don't see myself spending too much time the way it is right now, but with Outriders, after the demo, hopefully I would be able to say, do I wanna keep playing the game a lot? Is it my type of game? I mean, the build diversity, 350 mods, over 350 weapon mods. The class skill trees, the skill trees of the 4 different classes, the classes themselves and what abilities they have, those 8 abilities every class has, and picking 4 of those. That's decent diversity there, and being able to take the mod of one weapon and putting it on another, or the mod of one armor and putting it on another, that's pretty amazing. I think the tinkering, the build diversity in Outriders would be vast, but the question is how much of those builds, how many of those builds would actually be worth it for tier 15, for the hardest content in the game. Would it end up becoming people playing 1% of the builds, the top 1% of the builds? Or would the top 1% of the builds just be quality of life that allow you to run the content super quick, but maybe the top 10-15% are actually all viable builds? We'll see. But the possibilities in Outriders seem to be almost endless, close to endless possibilities. When you consider combining mods from one weapon to the other. Just that example the developers gave us, freezing bullets that shoot a thunder from the sky at the same time. That by itself is a very interesting example. I'm so happy they decided to give us such an example when talking about modding and mods. Because it's a very easy to understand visually how the system works with that one example. And there's still a lot we don't know about Outriders. But yeah, hopefully all that experience, they have what, 14 years of experience with Unreal Engine, the guys who made Outriders, People Can Fly, and they've been working closely with Epic Games in terms of improving the engine, so hopefully all that experience they have allows them to do some crazy weird items with that open up some crazy weird mechanics and builds. I mean, obviously experience with an engine is super important and gives you a big advantage when working with that environment. So I'm expecting big things from the game because it doesn't have PvP, meaning they can go wild and give us some super crazy builds that probably won't be viable for a PvP game, but in a PvE game probably would be very fun to play without breaking it and making it overpowered. I mean, in PvE games it's not so bad to be overpowered a bit when you get some super crazy min-max builds, as long as you don't need to make super crazy min-max builds to run the content. It shouldn't be a must-have. It should be just a quality of life, as I said. That's my only concern with the game right now, because in the video, the way they worded it, it sounded like you really need a meta build to make the hardest content. And I sincerely hope that's not the case. I sincerely hope if I have a shitty build, I would still be able to finish a tier 15 map, just not as easy as someone with a meta build, as long as my gear is upgraded. I mean, It may not be meta, but obviously I would need high level upgraded items. See, Torchlight 3 is an example of a game that does it that way. As long as you have up to speed gear, you don't need a meta build in this game to clear out the Fuzzier. You can take the worst possible build in the game, and as long as you have gear that has the sufficient challenge bonus and is good in terms of good road, even if you have the worst possible skill combinations here, here and here, you should be able to finish the Fuzzier. As long as your gear is up to speed. Obviously with a meta build, you're looking at a build that can probably clear the map 3, 4, 5 times quicker than the worst possible build. But it doesn't mean that it's impossible to take a Slammer Cold Heart. The worst possible build I can think of is Slammer Cold Heart with the Freezing Strike. I forgot the name. Frost Blast. With Frost Blast and the passives, without using Ice Shield, without using Cold Front, without using the Golem, without using Snowstorm, just Frost Blast, without using Egg of Mayhem. So if I were to try and make the worst build possible in the game, that's what it would be: a full slammer with Cold Heart, using the Cold Heart passives, all 3 of them. And maybe using the Cold Heart Mayhem skill without the Egg of Mayhem. Like if you're thinking of making the worst possible combination in the game. The most underpowered. And even with that build you should be able to finish the Fuzzier. Just very, very slowly. And I kind of like that that even the shit builds are okay. So I hope Outriders is that way. That you don't need amazingly top 1% synergized build to clear tier 15. Because then what's the point of all the build diversity if you end up playing between 10 and 20 builds? From 2, 3, 4, 500 builds or so you can think of. There we go. It's not that they are working with Epic. I'm gonna copy paste some text from their website. Just a moment. People can fly. People can fly. Am I under attack? I'm not. Just a moment. I'm pretty sure I read it somewhere. Did they update their website? It looks a little bit different than a few days ago. About Us. Maybe I need to click on About Us. It was with a white background before. But they said something that they have like 14 years of experience with Unreal Engine and they helped improve the engine. They helped in terms of improving them by giving feedback and stuff like that. Something like that. I need to find the exact quote somewhere. So they're like Epic Games Poland or something. No. Then where did it? I'm pretty sure I saw it somewhere written on their website on peoplecanfly.com. But yeah, you can go to peoplecanfly.com and read about it. They're calling themselves one of the top Unreal Engine studios in Europe. Let's see, maybe it's in this thing here. I think they just changed the website recently. But yeah, they're people who worked on Bulletstorm, Gears of War, Judgment, Painkiller, and a bunch of other games like the Infinity Blade. Just a moment, I'm trying to translate that page from Polish. Where is the English version? Why is there no English version on this one? And it doesn't allow me to translate because I'm not using Google Chrome. And I don't understand Polish. Pretty strange. Yeah, they've done something to their website recently and I don't know how to check it. But yeah, you can check peoplecanfly.com, you can read about them. They definitely have a lot of experience and I think they were working very closely with them to improve the engine. And on their website it says with big words when you go about us, it says we are Epic Games Poland, that's what it's saying. So I guess they used to be, or maybe still are, the Polish division of Epic Games. It doesn't say anything that they're a daughter company or a daughter studio of Epic Games, so I don't know about that. But the text I saw before seems to have been replaced or moved somewhere. And the website had a white background when I read about it before. It seems like they updated it ahead of the Outriders demo and launch. They probably updated their website recently. And I checked that like 5-6 days ago, maybe less than a week ago. Is when I was reading on their website more about the studio.
You are overloaded.
But yeah, I do think this is huge bonus for them. And the experience they have working with the engine. A good shooter-wooter, and thankfully the Unreal Engine is super nice when it comes to shooters. A good shooter-wooter really would be amazing with some crazy weird skills and item affixes and stuff like that. That, as I said, in PvP maybe that would be overpowered and not good, but in a PvE game, in a shooter-wooter, it would be nice to see them go wild with some of the ideas. One thing's for sure, the game looks good, and from the videos I've seen it looks well optimized, but those videos don't tell us what hardware they were using. They had a video where they're showing 4K, 1080p and 720p 60 FPS gameplay. But they're not saying what hardware was used, but they're saying that they were using the recommended hardware. The recommended, the minimum, etc. And they were saying the minimum was for 720p, and that's what hardware was used, but I'm wondering if it really was that hardware, this hardware, just a moment. Where is it? Screens, screenshots, Outriders. this thing. So they were saying that they were using this hardware when recording footage for one of the videos. One of the most recent videos, they were showing more about PC performance and stuff. So this was probably the hardware they were using for the 720, and this was the hardware they were using for the 1080, which is my GPU. But Cyberpunk had my GPU as recommended, Godfall had my GPU as minimum, and Cyberpunk actually ran worse than Godfall, and Godfall still ran pretty bad, and still is running pretty bad on this GPU.
Your pet has arrived.
And everything else I've got beat. I've got 3700X Ryzen and 32 gigs. So this one I've got beat. This is the thing that's my concern in terms of how well the game will run. We'll see. I sincerely hope all that experience with the engine makes them optimize it better. This map is done. And they delayed the game by 2 months. 2 months hopefully was for polishing the performance and whatever else needed fixing, such as bugs in story, in side missions, etc. I mean, I'm not the only one that's hungry for a good Wooter game to finally come out without a disappointing launch. That has sufficient amount of replayability, sufficient amount of gear to look for and to make builds, and has reasonable performance. And not falsely advertised requirements. Oh, this is strong. This is 5600 defense, excluding the socket and damage to energy spike. I'm gonna save this. I'm not sure why I'm saving so much stuff for the offline account. I guess just in case they decide not to add more hero slots, and I have to make more heroes on this account.
If you think you can take it,
Quoked, no, no, maybe.
what will it be?
Huh, okay.
You say that now.
Nimble Gearwalkie. Okay, that's probably my map. Nimble Gearwalkie.
Feel
So what's here? Let's see. Can I get a bunch of enemies together? Okay, nice. Oh, no. Nice, nice, nice. This is what I like to do. Group them up. Nice, like that. And I didn't even have harmonic form on. Obviously, if I had, it would have been much quicker to kill them. And now I activate harmonic form when they're dead. Let's try and take advantage of it.
That spell cannot be cast.
filling up pretty quickly. Mm. Thinking of doing an elite rush on this map, only stopping for champions. Almost got me here. And now up. Let's trigger. Ah, now they're spawning. Where were they earlier? So far, a decent number of champions in this map. Okay, I'm gonna do it like this. This melting combo. the OP meta combo of a consecration and spirit well inside the consecration before spamming DPS skills. I don't always do it. In fact, in most builds I avoid using it because it's very cheesy, but I think on a Mayhem build it fits perfectly well, because on a Mayhem build I don't really need to use Arachnid Assault or anything, and I've got more free swaps, and I can still use things like Light Spear as a fewer, and Imbue Relic, which I'm missing. It's gonna go here, Imbue Relic. This one is right now a placeholder skill, Radiant Blast. Completely placeholder, completely not necessary on the active skill bar. I just don't have anything better to put there. Maybe Luminous Run. It's not bad to put maybe Luminous Run there.
Your back is full.
I keep pressing the Luminous Run by accident. Oh, look at those goblins. They were trying to walk into the rocks. And now I'm trying to walk into the rocks. Interesting. And not intentionally. My hero was just it got stuck or whatever. Oh well. I was so used to pressing the Radiant Blast every now and then in between, so now I'm pressing the Luminous Run. Let's get some more. I want a big train. Big train. Oh, yes, that's it, that's it. The type of train I need. Look at how many we cleared out. And there are just what, 3 of them left. 3 of the champions left. Where I'm from, Kaiwar AZ 33. I'm from Bulgaria, from southeastern Europe. If you know where it is.
You are overburdened.
Nice to hear you think so. You know where it is, by the way, or not? I mean, people from Europe, most of them know it, or have heard of it. Yeah, I'm from Barbaria. the Bulgarian barbarian. the vulgar boger. A real life barbarian, eh? Very skinny. I'm very skinny for a barbarian, but that's how it is. Small streamer diet. I'm on that small streamer diet. You wanna lose weight? Get that small streamer diet. Forget about the Colombian diet. The small streamer diet is the best. You were in Greece and Turkey a couple years ago. Oh, they've got amazing beaches in Greece and Turkey. I wish I could go there sometime. Good weather, clear water. The cuisine is nice. It's weird. There's a lot of similarities between Bulgarian, Greek, and Turkish cuisine, but a lot of differences as well. So just as many differences as many similarities, but it's still Balkan cuisine. But each country has its own take. And in my country, the national cuisine does have some dishes that are copy-pasted dishes from the other neighboring countries with a different name and maybe slightly changed recipe. But yeah, kebab. Oh yeah, kebabs. We don't call them kebabs. What is called kebab in Turkey. What we do call is we have something we call kebabche, which is basically like a meatball but a stick, a meat stick, like. And what Turkish people call küfte, what we call küfte is basically a little burger, smaller than a burger. That's what we call küfte. So yeah. I mean, Bulgarian, obviously, as we were talking earlier, our country was in almost 500 years Ottoman enslavement. So a lot of Turkish words made their way into our language, either as slang words or as actual words that we call things. It's kind of understandable. You gained 15 LBS. How much would that be in kilos? I have to Google this. LBS to kilo. 15 LBS. 6.8 kilos. Alright, that's a good gain. Almost 7 kilos, yeah. When did you gain and how did you gain this much? Back in the day when I was going to the gym and going to the gym 3 times a week for like 3 hours every time, because in those 3 hours it includes dressing, showering and sauna and steam room. So it's not just gym, not just workout for 3 hours, but I used to do it 3 times a week, 3 hours a day in the gym with everything. And I managed to get up to 75 kilos. That's like as high as I've went is 75 kilos. from like I was always around 70, between 68 and 71 too, kind of yo-yoing in between. Now I'm probably much less. I haven't measured myself recently, I haven't weighed myself. But yeah, that's the most I've been able to get. And I was eating like crazy. I was eating so much food back then. I was ordering takeaway from a very good cheap restaurant near my office, and I would like eat whenever I found the time to do. I would eat it, and it was very good prices back then from that shop. I used to order. And when I started that job in 2014, I was actually doing night shifts. Then I moved from night shifts to shifts that start at 13 at 1 in noon. So when I was doing night shifts, it was between midnight and 7 a.m. 7-hour shifts. And then at 7 a.m. the gym opened up, completely empty gym, pretty nice, barely any people. And then by the time it's 10, I was going home. It was good. It was good, but I couldn't stand the night shifts. Night shifts are not for everyone. It's okay for a while, and then you get sick of them. And then when I moved to the shift that starts at 13, I actually started going to the gym at 10, and then by the time it's 13, I'm ready for work. But then I moved to a different company, and it wasn't really far. It was 15-minute walk from the new job to the old one, and the gym was in the building of the old one, in the same business building. But I don't know, I kind of stopped going back then. And my gym was actually, they had like an agreement to have like a discount for people who have offices in the building, and it was cheaper to have the membership for the gym. And then maybe one of the reasons was that I didn't feel like paying the full price after I moved, after I switched jobs. Let's see.
What will it be? But can you do it with one arm tied behind your back? What will it be?
I don't see any good maps worth doing. Let's do this one. Srk, how tall are you and how much do you weigh? I'm between 6 foot and 6'1", kind of in the middle between 6 foot and 6'1". Like 183 and a half centimeters. I thought I was 185, but recently I measured myself and I was around 183-ish centimeters. That's without shoes, obviously. So maybe last time when I was measuring myself and I was 185, I probably had shoes on, or I don't know. It's weird why for a very long time I thought I was 185, and then suddenly I measure myself at home. But last time I measured myself, it was in a proper thing that can't make an error. Maybe at home we made an error, I don't know. But let's say between 6 and 6'1", and how much I weigh, I have no idea. I used to be around 70 kilos, now I'm probably 65. Because I just don't eat as much as before. I eat breakfast, some cereal, some muesli, oats and stuff. And then every now and then I eat some sandwiches and some instant noodles. And that's what I eat every day. Every now and then we do order takeaway, so every now and then I would get myself something to spoil myself, like some tortillas, some burritos, quesadillas, or maybe we would get some sushi or Korean. But I can't spoil myself as much as I used to before when I used to work. And when I used to work, I could get takeaway every day for lunch, for example, or go to a restaurant if the weather was good. I could walk to the restaurant during lunch break. My last job was very close to the mountain. We have a mountain next to my city, next to Sofia. There's Vitusha mountain, and at the skirts or whatever you call it, at the bottom of the mountain, there's a very rich neighborhood with people who have expensive houses and stuff, and that's the neighborhood where my office was. And there was this very nice restaurant that used to have decent cooked stuff there. And my final job, and in my last job, I did. And yeah, when the weather was nice, there was a very nice uphill walk, like this kind of uphill. And since it's like mountainish stuff, you had to walk up to the restaurant, like 10-minute, 15-minute climb. And then with the full stomach, it's pretty easy to go back to the office. But thankfully it wasn't the other way around. I wouldn't have done it if I had to climb up with the full stomach during lunch breaks. And then they opened up some sort of a cafeteria in the office at the bottom, which was even more convenient. But the catering wasn't that great from the cafeteria. It wasn't worth buying every time. I'm super skinny for... ideally I wanna be 85 kilos. That's my ideal weight. 80-85 kilos for my height is good. So if I get 80 or 85 kilos, I would be fine. I think 80 would be enough, because I don't feel like... after one point it's too big. After one point it's... You can't move properly, you can't stretch properly if you have too much muscle mass. Unless you're going for some sort of a job that like a wrestling stuntman or whatever, or you just go after that look, like the huge guy. I definitely don't want to be a huge guy, and it's not gonna stay well with me. My metabolism is very hard to gain weight with. Bodybuilders would love my metabolism, but but yeah, for me to gain weight I need to eat 6-7 times a day, 6-7 meals a day, if I want to gain weight properly. Quickly. If I want to gain weight quickly, that's if I want to get like 10 kilos in a year, I probably have to follow such a diet. Yeah, fast metabolism. I'd take fast over slow. Obviously, I would prefer to be skinny over having problems with the weight on the other side of the scale. So yeah, we are probably blessed to at least have the faster than normal instead of the slower than normal. It's genetics, obviously, it's genes, so sometimes it's random, it's RNG. There's not much you can do about it if your genes are bad or not. At least ours are bad in the more manageable way, if you can even call it bad to have fast metabolism. I actually don't consider it bad. I consider it a bonus, because when you get older, it's actually nice to have fast metabolism, because you can afford to be a little bit lazier than other people with the fast metabolism. Any good Bulgarian desserts? Well, Well, there's a few. There's a few. We have a thing that is not always a dessert, but it could be dessert. It's called banitsa, and banitsa is basically like a sort of pastry where you have those thin layers of pastry film or whatever it's called, and then in between the classic version is with cheese, with white Bulgarian cheese and butter. But they can make it with pumpkin and walnuts and cinnamon. They can make it with all sorts of other things. So it's similar to baklava, but not really, because it's more of a it's not as sugary as baklava and stuff like this. But the one with pumpkin, that's kind of, I guess, a traditional kind of thing. Another traditional dessert you can make is probably you can make something with yogurt, classical yogurt, and then put some fruits and sugar and stuff inside. I don't know why I can't think of a traditional Bulgarian dessert. It's really strange why I can't think of one. I'm pretty sure there is one, or a few, but I don't know why I can't remember specifically desserts. I can tell you a lot of dishes, but not desserts. Like, for example, we have tripe soup, which uses the inside of the belly of a cow, washed properly, chopped into pieces, boiled in milk, cow's milk, and then when it's done boiling, you melt some butter and put some red pepper in that butter, and then you put it over at the top, and then you serve it with some garlic, optional for everyone, garlic chopped into vinegar, and optionally people can maybe have it separate, the garlic and the vinegar, or maybe just put only vinegar without the mix, with salt and with spicy, with chili, with chili, crushed chilies, or whatever type of stuff, like Tabasco. I like putting Tabasco or other sauces like Frank's inside, and that's our hangover cure, the Bulgarian hangover cure, the tripe soup. But this, you either like it or hate it. That's that type of food. I know in Canada it's illegal to sell insides of animals, whatever you call it. So this soup, obviously, I can't make there, because I'm not gonna be able to buy tripe. But when I lived in the UK, butcher shops would sell it. For example, when I lived in Wimbledon, there was this butcher shop owned by two Scottish brothers, and they would sell some very good cleaned beef tripe. And yeah, I could make it there. But yeah, it's the inside of the stomach, tripe soup. And it's the type of food that you either grow up eating and you love it, or you're disgusted by it. That's that type of soup. If you grew up from young age eating this, you get accustomed to it. It's like a taste you grew up with. We have a drink called buza, which is a sweet drink that can end up getting fermented if you leave it be for a while. And which is made by sugar, water, and rye. R-Y-E, that type of rye. It could be made instead of rye with wheat, or a mixture between wheat and rye. But normally it's sugar, water, and rye. And if you let it stay for a while, there's a natural process of fermentation and it becomes a little bit sour. But it's a thick... I think I've got a bottle in my bin that I still haven't thrown out. That has some left over. This is what it looks like if you leave it be in the bin for a while. You can see this brown kind of liquid. And this is something I really like. And this goes very well with banitsa, with cheese and butter, white Bulgarian cheese and butter in the banitsa with this. This is a classic breakfast. cheap, good breakfast. Well, you just drink it. It's a sweet drink. It's not non-alcoholic. Maybe when it ferments, there's a very tiny bit of alcohol, but even kids can drink it and not get drunk. You have to drink a lot of buza to get drunk. You have to drink several liters. You're not gonna get drunk. It's much less than candies with liquor, obviously. But yeah, it's a drink. It's a nice sweet drink. They make it with sweeteners as well, but it tastes like shit when it's not with sugar. I don't like it personally, but diabetics obviously can't eat it with sugar.
Venturing forth. Nicely chosen. It's a fine time to die.
We have a soup. A soup that's not really soup, it's the Bulgarian version of gazpacho, but it's not with tomatoes, it's with yogurt. It's a cold soup. You get classic Bulgarian style yogurt, and you kind of shake it inside the container to get it to be a little bit more liquid, because normally if you flip it over it won't fall off. That's how good yogurt is. Flip it over, it won't fall off. So you shake it to make it liquid, then you dilute it 50% yogurt, 50% water. And you either chop cucumbers on cubes, you dice some cucumbers, or you grind cucumbers in a grinder. I don't know how the right word is. I think it's a grinder, if on a fine grinder. So if you wanna eat it or drink it, there's two ways. If you wanna drink it, you would grind it. If you wanna eat it, you would dice the cucumbers. So basically, it's cucumbers, salt, dill. Water, olive oil, and the yogurt, as I mentioned. So yogurt, water, cucumber, salt, dill, and olive oil. And some people put walnuts, and then some people would put black pepper as well, ground in it, and that's refreshing for the summer. That's a very nice. We call it tarator. I can even write it if you wanna Google it. Google this and you're gonna see images of this. My brother, for example, he likes the cucumbers ground on little slices from the grinder, and he likes drinking it. I like eating it with diced cucumbers, and I like putting walnuts, crushed walnuts on top of it. And the black pepper. And I am also the extreme person that puts Tabasco in my tarator. Or other sauces like Frank's. I put spicy sauce because my stomach can handle this. Obviously not everyone's stomach can handle yogurt with spicy. But yeah, I'm the extremist kind of person when it comes to spicy. I can put spicy in everything. I only don't put spicy in my desserts. That's the one place where I draw the line. I don't like spicy with sweet. But I can put spicy sauce on anything and enjoy it. Like, well, not many dishes have yogurt, but yeah, I mean, yogurt is something nice, and it exists in dishes. We have all sorts of different dishes. We have Bulgarian traditional barbecue, which is, I guess, probably common to other Balkan countries. Serbians have very good barbecue. In the Balkans, Serbians are famous for making good barbecue dishes and stuff. We have cabbage with pork. That's not my favorite dish, because I don't really it's very hard for me to enjoy pork. I mean, I like bacon and stuff like that, but most times I try pork, I don't like how it's cooked. The taste, I guess it's either them using bad pork or them cooking it badly. So I rarely buy pork because it's a gamble whether I'm gonna like it or not. But when it's beef, I always like it, almost. Sometimes they cheat and use pork instead of beef and then sell it as beef. Some restaurants do that, and probably the owners of the restaurants might not know. But yeah, there's this dish with cabbage, like in the oven, cabbage and pork. That's your typical Bulgarian dish in the winter. Not a fan of it. Then beans, beans on a soup, classic Bulgarian dish. Beans on a soup with some sausages. I like it with bacon instead of sausages though. There's also baked beans instead of on a soup, like more thick kind of consistency. I mean, there's a lot of traditional dishes. I mean, if you're gonna talk about stuff, there's probably a lot, but you can just Google it and maybe a bunch of stuff that I forgot to say would come up. We have something called kaçamak, which I don't know how it translates. I'm gonna try and translate it. Which is Turkish. It's a Turkish word, but we have this version. I'm gonna look it up to see the translation. It's not translating it. Wow. Porridge. It's not really porridge. It translates it as porridge, but it's not porridge. But yeah. I can give you the Turkish. I can give you the Turkish name, and you can look it up if you want to. Look this up into Wikipedia or whatever. This is the Turkish name, because the Bulgarian probably won't show up. Actually, there we go. I'm gonna give you a link for the Bulgarian one on Google. This is the link to the Bulgarian one. It's kind of maize porridge, and it's made normally by corn maize, and it has some cheese and stuff inside it normally. It looks like a type of pudding. Actually, the link didn't go on Twitch. I'm gonna try and paste the link on Twitch again. There we go. If you open this you open Google looking up. Google looking up the words in my language, the way it's written in my language. Oh, Ebon Grasp. I've got Ebon Grasp, and of course I'm not gonna get it on the online server. I'm gonna get it when playing offline. On the first hero I level up offline. I spent, since the game launched, I still haven't gotten this item on the online servers, but just my luck. and now I'm not making this an entropy build, but I might as well make it now that I've got, maybe the next build, maybe the summoner build, the Nethermancer, I will make an entropy one. This one is energy spike setup. But, well, at least now if I wanna make builds on a Dusk Mage with Ebon Grasp, I can use my offline Bane Mage, or I can level up a new Mage on the offline server. It's probably gonna be quicker to level up a new Mage to level 60 on this on the offline version of the game instead of trying to farm for the item on the online server. And I only need this for the Legendarium. I don't even need to use it. I'd like to keep it in the Legendarium. It's like a weight has been lifted, although it hasn't been lifted in the right place, but it's still a weight lifted, because now I can make builds with this thing. Visually it looks cool. I'm gonna show you. Wait, just a moment. Oh, that's the wrong item. Never mind. I take it back. It's not Ebon Grasp. I mistook it for the... What's the name of the item? Just a moment. I mistook it for Molten Reach. Fuck. False alert. False alert. Molten Reach still hasn't dropped. Ever since the game launched in October, I've not been able to get this item. Online, offline, I've leveled up 3 Dusk Mages. 3 Dusk Mages with different relics, leveled up and farmed on the online server, and I still haven't gotten the Molten Reach. But this one is good for energy spike setups. And I think that's gonna be it for tonight though. It's 5 minutes past midnight here. By the way, hummus is more of a... It's not a Bulgarian thing. We have it, people make it, but it wasn't very popular until recently. It's more of a Middle Eastern, Turkish, Arabic kind of thing, from what I've seen. We have something similar to tzatziki. See, Greece has tzatziki. We have something we call Snežanka, which is Snow White. The literal translation, that's the name of Snow White in Bulgarian. And it's made from yogurt. Sometimes they put mayo, but it's yogurt that's drained of all the water. And then it's like the tarator soup, but without the water and with drained yogurt. So that's what tzatziki is in Greece, and we have that version with cucumbers, dill, yogurt and salt, and some versions put mayo, others don't. I don't like the mayo. The mayo gives it an egg taste, and I don't like it tasting like egg. But yeah, it's called Snežanka, which is basically what Snow White from the fairy tale is called in our language. And that's like a salad, I guess. Maybe you could call it a salad. But it was nice talking about all the things, and again, thank you for that tip. Your tip will be put towards Outriders and towards GPU savings fund and towards paying for my website hosting. So again, thanks everyone for tuning in on YouTube, on Twitch. There will be more of this tomorrow. I will keep farming at least for another 1 or 2 more days, trying to get 2 things. I'm trying to get this shield, Frost Wall, and I'm trying to get Ancient Ember Boots. Ancient Ember Boots is my #1 priority. I really hope I get them. Have a good night from me, or good day to everyone. Keep it cool. Until next time, and goodbye.